Welcome back, deep divers. Today, we're exploring a topic that affects all of us every single day: environmental health. From the air we breathe to the products we use, understanding this is key to protecting ourselves and our planet.
That's right. We're unpacking how policies, systems, and our everyday choices expose us to chemicals and toxins. Stick with us as we dive into chemical body burden, regulatory differences, and environmental justice.
It's an eye-opening journey, so let's jump right in. Let's start with chemical body burden. Imagine carrying a backpack, but instead of books, it's filled with invisible chemicals absorbed from your environment. That's what chemical body burden represents, the total chemicals in your body right now.
And it's not just about one-time exposures. These chemicals build up over time, a process called bioaccumulation. Persistent organic pollutants, POPs, and endocrine disruptors are prime culprits, sticking around and causing serious health risks.
Absolutely. Studies link these chemicals to developmental problems, cancers, and reproductive issues. It's unsettling to realize how much we carry with us every day.
Historically, people blamed diseases on bad air. Then came germ theory, focusing on pathogens. But in today's industrialized world, we're grappling with the risks of modern chemicals.
So it's not just about avoiding germs, it's about minimizing exposure to environmental toxins. That's where regulation comes in. The US and Europe approach this very differently. In the US, a proof of harm model allows chemicals until they're proven harmful.
This can mean dangerous substances stay in use for years before regulations catch up, sometimes with severe public health consequences.
In contrast, Europe uses the precautionary principle. Companies must prove a chemical is safe before widespread use, essentially the reverse approach.
It's a proactive method that seems better for public health, especially when chemicals can impact generations. Now let's talk environmental justice. Who bears the brunt of these risks? Often it's marginalized communities. Flint, Michigan, is a well-known example of environmental inequity with its contaminated water crisis.
And the problem isn't limited to the United States. Wealthy nations often dump hazardous waste in developing countries, leaving the least prepared to deal with these challenges.
But there's hope. Communities worldwide are fighting back. Could you share examples like what's happening in India or the Niger Delta?
Sure. In India, activists are battling mining projects to protect forests, using legal action and grassroots organizing. Meanwhile, in the Niger Delta, communities are addressing the devastation from oil extraction through international advocacy and local resistance.
It highlights the intersection of poverty, globalization, and environmental harm. And it's often women leading these movements. Why is that?
Women are typically caretakers, directly facing pollution impacts like contaminated water or poor air. They step up because they have to, like the mothers in the Love Canal crisis in the United States, who took on toxic waste issues head-on.
It's inspiring, but also shows the systemic inequality that places these burdens on women.
Absolutely. Environmental justice means tackling these inequalities head-on and collectively.
Before we wrap up, let's touch on a new threat, PFAS, or forever chemicals.
PFAS are synthetic chemicals found in non-stick cookware, waterproof clothing, and more. The problem is that they're almost indestructible, lingering in the environment and our bodies for decades.
The health risks are staggering: liver damage, developmental issues, cancer, and more. Even if we stopped using PFAS today, their impact would last for generations.
The good news? Efforts are underway. Governments, lawsuits, and advocacy are starting to take on PFAS. Progress is slow, but it's happening.
We've covered a lot: chemical burdens, environmental justice, regulatory systems, and emerging threats. But what can we do?
One exciting avenue is green chemistry, designing safer chemicals from the start. Think biodegradable plastics or safer solvents. These innovations are changing the game.
And there's political consumerism, supporting sustainable companies with your money. It's about voting with your wallet.
Exactly. And collective action, demanding systemic change from corporations and governments, is vital.
The challenges are enormous, but with knowledge, collaboration, and action, real change is within reach.
To everyone listening, let's turn today's knowledge into action. Our health and our planet depend on it.
Thanks for diving deep with us. Keep exploring, questioning, and making a difference. Until next time.